Well, howdy, y'all. I'm in the mood to play some Cyberpunk games because of Cyberpunk. This is Shadowrun. Dragonfall is the second Shadowrun game made by Not in Exile. They do Wasteland. Harebrained Scheme. Um, I have played this game before, but it was, gosh, a couple of years ago. I did not play the director's cut, so there should be some new stuff for me. Although I don't really remember a lot, so technically, I guess a lot of it will be new. If you don't know, Shadowrun is a cyberpunk setting. It's a tabletop RPG. And it's a cyberpunk setting with, corporations running the world, future and stuff, but as you could probably tell, there's some other stuff going on. Something happened called the Awakening. I think it is. I think it was in like the 1990s or some shit. I don't know. But basically, it was magic returning into the world, so people started to turn into orcs and elves and dwarves and stuff like that. So you've got cyberpunk plus magic punk stuff. Let's go in. We're gonna go very hard because we're very hard. Okay. It just starts into the character creation. All right, for the character creation, to save me the very arduous task of trying to decide what character I want to play. Usually when I play these games, I play an orc rigger. Rigger is a archetype kind of character that uses drones to help them shoot people and stuff like that. But I found a random Shadowrun character generator for the tabletop game, but it should fulfill the same purpose here. Yeah, let's just do it. Yeah, I got Tarantula. She's a methodical elf street mage from Russia who exclusively uses initials or acronyms and doesn't bother to explain them. Well, the last part isn't going to be super relevant, although I guess we could base some of our decisions off that personality. We're female. These are all the races. You got the regular humans, which are people that didn't turn. Oh, it's in 2012 was the time. I'm gonna be honest, I have not kept up with Shadowrun in recent years, so my knowledge is both old and mostly forgotten. So I'm gonna go. We got elves, dwarves, orcs, and trolls. I think there's more, but those are the main ones, and those are the ones that they give you in this game. So we're a female elf. Elves are elves in that they're pretty, and people like them because they are pretty. They're also kind of wimpy. Archetypes. Shadowrun is technically a classless system. These archetypes here are just there if you don't want to make your own character, which you can do here. And but there are archetypes. That's why they're called that. Being what most people tend to build a character around. There's being a street samurai, which is kind of your typical warrior, either shooting guns or using a katana or some other melee weapons. Mages, which is what we're gonna be, because we are an elf street mage who use magic. Deckers, who go into the Matrix, which is basically a super internet. Shaman, which are kind of unique. They're kind of like mages, but they have a specific totem that they follow. I think it's pretty much all animals. And they gain spells and powers related to the animal they choose. Rigger, which is the one I usually play, which is the one with the drones with the little robot friends, and physical adepts, which are basically monks. They're monks from what you would think from like Pathfinder or D&D. We're just gonna oh wait, I forgot to hold on. Gotta go back. I forgot to change my stuff. What would Tarantula look? She's from Russia. Some of these look kind of Russian-y, I suppose. I feel like this one is Russian. Tarantula seems like a quirky kind of elf. Go with that. I like how that looks. We're good. Okay, karma is basically experience points. It's what we get to put our stuff in. And I decided to go with no archetype, which means I get to put them wherever I want. While I do this, I think I'm just going to pause the recording here, or rather not pause the recording at all, but just fill this out and then in post editing cut out what I do and then explain my build from there. So I'll see you in a little bit, guys. Okay, I think I've got a build here. We're gonna go with 3 in body. We're going to be squishy. Body is basically your health. That's the main thing that determines your health. I believe in the director's cut they added armor. I played Hong Kong, so I should Hong Kong being the game after this one, so I should know most of the director's cut added stuff they added, so we might be able to fiddle around with some stuff to make us more survivable, but for the most part we're going to be a squishy little mage. Put 4 in quickness, and I think I'm going to go with pistols as my main ranged weapon. I think we'll mostly be magically attacking, but it's good to have a gun to fall back on. Put 3 in dodge. We're hopefully going to be dodging more than we're taking hits. That's the idea. We're a wimpy little elf lady, so just 1 in strength. Didn't see any real need to go into there. 1 in intelligence, because believe it or not, if you don't know, intelligence isn't really used for spell casting. That's mostly for decking and for rigor abilities. 5 in willpower, because that's going to be our main jam there, with 4 in spell casting. None in chi, because we're not going to be chi casting. That's more adept kind of stuff. 4 in charisma, because out of like combat stuff in this is actually pretty important. You get I believe you get experience for completing runs and completing jobs and quests and stuff, not for combat. So actually being able to avoid combat through dialogue and stuff is a big boon in this game. More charisma gives you more etiquettes, which are basically social traits you have. So I chose street as my new etiquette. So because I'm a street mage. So I will, if something comes up that has to do with living on the streets, my character might be able to say something extra, and that could get us some extra stuff, or skip a fight, or, you know, shit like that. I put 1 single point in conjuring, actually 2, because I can. Conjuring is another kind of spellcasting. Shamans mostly do it, because charisma is mostly a shaman kind of deal. But it does offer some more protection and control type spells, which is something we might find useful. So I went with that. I have no idea if this is good, but we're going to roll with it. Okay, I got street. What would my other one be? What would Tarantula know? She's from Russia. I think, digging real deep in the memory banks for this one. I think Russia in Shadowrun, they're like super fascists or something. Like, super militaristic. Super, like, nationalist. Like, everybody has to be Russian. We're like a street mage. So, you know, I'll go with gang. And our story here will be that Tarantula does not vibe with the whole Russian way of doing things. So she was mostly on the other side of the law. Tarantula. We want to be called Tarantula. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Go with Tarantula. Life was good. Easy pay, easy jobs, regular pay, a reliable crew. Things went south and you had to drop off the grid, put a bullet in the past and start fresh somewhere new. The promise of opportunity and anonymity draws you to the free city of Berlin, the flux state, a grand experiment in social order. Corporations tread carefully here. Even the great dragon Lofweir, they're dragons, and they actually mostly run corporations and enslave people through their wages and stuff like that. Corporations tread carefully here. Even the great dragon Lofweir only has so much sway in the constantly evolving power structure of Berlin. The perfect place for a savvy Shadowrunner to disappear and begin anew. And as luck would have it, home to your old partner in crime, Monica Schaefer. It's your third run with Monica and her team, an old castle holdfast. 1 hour east of Berlin, perched on a hill overlooking the countryside. The job is standard smash and grab. Crack the vault, grab the data, get out in one piece. Mediocre payday, but work is work. As the team gathers from Monica's pre-run briefing, you pause to take in your surroundings. Okay, we'll probably learn this as we go along, but Berlin is basically like an anarchy state. So that's why we were able to run here and drop off the grid, so to say. There we go. The estate grounds are silent, save for the faint whistling of the wind. Your team gathers near a side entrance to the old castle holdfast, cloaked in darkness. The night is peaceful. You know it won't last. It's a nice foreshadowing there, game narrator. You know it for what it is, a pleasant illusion that will shatter at the sound of the first gunshot. Listen up, folks. Monica Schaefer. Monica. I don't know why I keep saying moniker. Monica Schaefer. You ran with her back in the day. Watched her get her first data jack. Now she's your team leader and a Drek Hot Decker to boot. There's a lot of cyberpunky lingo. Cyberpunk. If you've played Cyberpunk 2077, you hear chum. It's chum in this one. Chummers. Instead of chum and chumers. We're on a tight timetable. Want to enter the estate, find the basement, open the data vault, extract the files, and bolt. 10 minutes top to button. This is Dietrich. Dietrich. I'm gonna go with Dietrich. Trying to get home in time for Wormtart live. I cannot do German or any other kind of accents other than some kind of southern shit. So don't expect any high quality voice acting here. Dietrich. Shaman, the old man of the team. He smiles at her, his facial tattoos writhing in the moonlight. Monica's eyes twinkle with mischief. Maybe. How many times have I told you you can't trust anything that comes out of a dragon's mouth? That tried trash will rot your brain. She grins. It's educational. Besides, this should be a milk run. That means easy run, basically. Security is supposed to be light. A few automatic weapons, no armor. With a little luck, they'll never know we were here. Well, works for me. Let's get paid. Monica's smile returns, more wistful this time. The moonlight catches her face at a strange angle. Just like old times, lady tarantula. I don't know why she sounds like that. This is Glory. I won't argue with the sentiment, but I'd prefer that we exercise caution. Glory, razor-clawed street samurai. Her voice is cold and neutral, her expression placid. They may only be private security, but their bullets don't know that. I can patch you up if I have to, but I'd rather not have to. You people need to relax. We're professionals, remember? Monica raises her arm and speaks into her wrist-mounted comlink. Darkened face shimmers on the view screen. Iger, are you in position? Comlink crackles, and the response comes back low and soft. Softer than you'd expect from a troll. Affirmative. Alarm lines have been cut, and I have a clear line of fire on the estate service entrance. When you exit the building, the path will be clear. Iger's not gonna sound like that. I gotta come up with a better voice for Iger. Excellent. Thank you, Iger. Just doing my job. Iger out. Comlink goes dark. Monica winks at you as she drops her arm. See, we're professionals. Alright, people, enough chatter. Our client wants the data from the vault, so we get him the data from the vault. Wait, quiet. Quick. You said quick twice. Worm talk is on tonight. Glory raises an eyebrow slightly. I told you, it's education. Pick up our stuff. Let's grab a weapon. Get our pistol. We'll get our rest of our stuff. Looks like we got over here a med kit and a frag grenade. Familiarize myself with the controls once more. Oops, I tabbed out of the game. Not what I want to do. Enter the manor. Now this game, Shadowrun Returns, which was like the first game in this kind of trilogy here. These were actually made more so as like a Neverwinter Nights kind of deal, where it was mostly supposed to be a toolbox for people to create their own adventures and stuff. I don't know if many people used it like that. I tried a couple of times, and it was a pretty good kind of system that they built. It's just I couldn't design rooms. Basically, I have like no artistic talent whatsoever, but some aspects of this will be kind of, I don't know what low production, I guess you could say, but that's mostly because of that. But this is actually a fairly meaty CRPG, basically, and so don't let some of those kind of more bare bones aspects fool you. This is also on iOS, I believe. I don't know if it's on like Android or whatever, but you can play it on mobile, and it might be like one of the only good mobile games to play. So that's something to look into. What button? Alt. Every CRPG has a button that you press that highlights all the interactables on your screen, and it's usually Alt or Tab. Although some strange fucking games use like V or some shit like that. So that's the number one thing you gotta look for when you start a new CRPG. Is find out what button like highlights all the stuff you can click on. Slavic artifact. I should be into that. I'm from Russia. I know that. Pick a dinosaur. The vase in this case looks both very old and very valuable. A fine scrollwork of lapis and gold leaf decorates its exterior. The interior shimmers with the organic beauty of abalone shell. Your fixture could probably move this thing in a heartbeat. You can't help but notice that the glass encasing, it looks awfully flimsy. Oh no. Would tarantula steer? Maybe not now. Maybe not now. Ivory scrimshaw. Intel says the elevator should be to the north. Let's just go to the north. Oh, well, that was a bad idea. Actual, don't really need this. Okay, so it is turn-based. It is basically, it's very XCOM-ish, like the new XCOM games. You know, you got, like, I can take cover because the shields say I can take cover and stuff. These glowing things here are because I have high enough willpower. I didn't want to move there yet, but whatever. These are ley lines. If you stand on them, they like boost your magical power. And we can see the enemies and our hit chances. And yeah, we at the moment have Power Bolt, which is basically like an auto attack for mages. Do we have anything in our spellbook? Haste, Mana Bolt. 73% chance on that. We cannot use haste. Some. I don't know. I've never played a mage main character in one of these games. But obviously, I've used mages on my team. Some spells like start on cooldown. I'm just gonna throw a mana bolt. And this is Monica. We do not have to. We take turns by team, so I can actually move any of my characters whenever I want on my turn. Glory needs to be in melee range. She is very much a melee focused character, so we're gonna move her up into cover over there. It's strange that this does not count as cover. Put Monica back in there. There is an Overwatch function here where if the enemy moves, you can shoot them. It's all gonna bunch up over here. How about that? Diatric is a shaman. Means he has some spells. It's probably gonna be like our main healer. Because the shamans, they get the healing stuff. And he also has a lot of throwing stuff. This will give us damage reduction, so we're going to do that. Oh, there's people behind. No, there's a bunch more people back there than I thought. A taste for it. She's gonna need it. Slice and dice them. You missed. It's not good. It's really annoying that doesn't count as cover. Just move her back. Funnel them in through here. Take care of this guy behind us. Monica, come on. Over here. They shouldn't be able to get us through over there. Yeah. Should have done an aim shot. That's like a... Costs more AP, I think, but it doesn't... I don't know, I have to read it. Like, I haven't played it enough to remember every little thing. This is a lightning AoE attack. Don't want to use that just yet. You can't even see them over there. Oh boy. Let's just go into Overwatch with Diatric. I didn't get a turn. Oh no, I hasted. Ooh. That didn't hurt that much. I think it took away one of my AP. Yeah. It's Blaster. Of course. No, I did not want to do that. I wanted to click on... Dang it. Now we have a problem. Also, the way the healing works is a little different. It's, on the basic heal spells, as you can read, it heals all the damage from the most recent attack. So if I healed now, I would heal like 2 damage. See how it says wounded 2? So if I took like 15 damage and I was down 15 health, but at the very end of the enemy turn, somebody plinks me for 1 damage, I would only be able to heal that 1 damage. So your healing spells really come down to when you use them, not so much how often. Diatric, you're kind of fucking stuck there, aren't you, buddy? I don't want to just waste his turn. Do this, because Glory's gonna be getting into melee range. If I can freaking click, I'm just gonna have to click up there. And let's go swipe this lad. Hit him. There you go. There you go. And... oh, there you go. Shoot him. Flanking him over there. Yep. There's 1 down. Uses accuracy, and it's got a 3 turn cooldown. Yeah. There you go. Just hope Diatric doesn't get fucked. Where you aiming? Yeah, those are flashbangs. They lower your AP. I still kind of just want to hide behind here. Let's go over to this big ley line here. Just fire off some shit down town. See if we can try and flank. I can't rotate the camera, which is kind of irritating. And also part of the kind of toolbox nature of this. If we rotated this, it might, you know, look super fucked up on that side. Like, there's actually, like, nothing here in the tile set for you to be able to turn around and see. Nobody's really hurt. We're doing pretty well. I'm just gonna shoot. There you go. Lori, take out your pistol. Shoot at this man. Take an aimed shot. That's right, you're hasted. I try to get the fucking cover. Thank you. We want to increase the hit chance on us. It's got like a SMG. Ooh. You might remember Shadowrun from an old Xbox 360. I think it was also on PC. First-person shooter multiplayer game. I actually played a lot of that. I actually really liked it. I mean, I really don't like console shooters, but that one had a lot of stuff to it that made it more strategic, and like the usage of abilities and stuff was more important than just aiming and stuff like that. It was really, I don't know why I suddenly brought that up, but it was a fun game actually. A lot of people didn't like it. I understand why. I'll throw a grenade. That was a flashbang grenade. I thought it was a regular grenade, but it wasn't. But that's fine. This will be a grenade, basically. And also drained all their AP, so they won't be moving anywhere. That hurt. I didn't like that. Have Diatrick heal himself up, because he took a lot of damage there. Throw a knife. We want to rush her in. She's currently not hasted. Let's haste her again. Then rush her. He's literally not moving. Glory, go on. You took care of that guy. Move up. Take a aim shot to this guy. Hope they don't fuck Glory. That's my job. That's actually not a very good joke. You know her story, but I can't help myself. Go get Monica up here with the squad. Take an Overwatch. Glory, go fuck some people up. There you go. That's what we want her to do. She can get up here and try to take these out, but I don't really want her to. I'm just gonna move over here. I'll take out the mage. It's gonna be squishy. That should be fine. Diatrick is just gonna move on up. There's only 2 left. We got it. Tarantula. From what I remember, the whole haste Glory and have her just go buck wild on people is a very effective strategy, so you may want to get used to that if you're watching this. I would say want to continue watching this, but I don't know. My retention rates are not good. Those analytics are looking pretty poor. I'll be glad if you did. I don't know how. I'm kind of doing this as an experiment. I'm still working on the Suikoden videos. They are slow to come out, slower than I would like, and slower than I am capable of, but I also just like to sit around and play video games on my own. And when I get free time, I like to spend it. I like to spend it. There was also some technical difficulties that I believe I've overcome. So I'm gonna get the next episode out as soon as I can, as I want to. I am going to finish it, no matter what. And the Pokemon is gonna continue. I can do those pretty easily. I just gotta find time where I got like an hour to record. Up the elevator. After Suikoden, I'm actually going to do another like wanna play long form series. I'm gonna go back to my roots a little bit and do Dark Souls 2, and it's gonna be wildly different from the Suikoden. Similar, but also different. Dark Souls 2 is my favorite of the Souls games, and it's most people's least favorite. And I think it's kind of missing like the in-depth series that the other ones kind of got, especially the first one. So I'm gonna see if I can do that after Suikoden. So far, so good. If your skirmish with security set off any alarms, you don't hear them. Monica leads the rest of the team downward into the basement of the Harfield Manor. Your payday is waiting. The data vault lies ahead. Dietrich eyes the door, then turns to Monica. That's a big freaking vault, Liebchen. There's going to be a lot of German words that I will not pronounce correctly, so you fucking get over it. Bigger than on the schematic. The schematic didn't have a date. Our client may have old intel. Still, our instructions were clear. The data we're looking for should be just on the other side of this door. Monica combs a hand through her hair, parting it to reveal the black plastic sheath of her Jada Jack. A quick jaunt into the matrix, a little digital hand waving, and I'll have this thing wide open. Be right back. Burst of static crackles through the tiny speaker on Monica's comlink. Iger, still in position outside the estate. Hold on, Monica. Who's in charge while you're jacked in? Monica rolls her eyes. Dietrich fixes his stare intently on the vault door. Lori looks cold and distant, just as she always does. We've been through this before, Iger. You're not in the KSK anymore. That chain of command nonsense doesn't fly in the shadows. In the shadows. We don't need rules and regulations to guide us. The same principles that apply to the flux state. It's Berlin. That's Berlin's the flux state. Please spare me the lecture. Your politics have nothing to do with this. Let's get used to it, Iger love. She sighs. Look, it's a simple question. Years of experience tell me that it needs an answer. I agree with Dietrich. If someone needs to take charge, it'll happen. That may be how your mystical flux state works, but in the field, that kind of thinking gets you killed. Come on, Monica, put someone in charge and let's get on with the mission. Monica stares at the screen on her wrist for a moment, clearly irritated. Then that twinkle appears in her eye again. She smiles at you as she speaks into her comlink. Very well, we'll do this one Iger's way. While I'm jacking, Tarantula is in charge. There's a pause, then Iger's voice crackles out of the comlink around. Tarantula, did I hear, are you right? You're putting the rookie in command? I'm a rookie. Monica cuts in, still smiling. You heard what I said, Iger. This is ridiculous. I know that this is a joke to you, Monica, but I'm telling you. Iger, Monica's tone is all business. Evidently, she has heard enough. This decision's made, you have your answer. Acknowledge. Without another word, Iger's image flickers and fades from Monica's communicator. Sorry about that. Iger can be inflexible, the legacy of a long military career. But she knows what she's doing and she means well. Null sweat. I'll buy her a beer and talk it out after the run. Good woman. Iger's skills and experience are invaluable to this team. It would be good to have her on your side. Okay, enough chatter. Let's get this done. Monica turns towards the door, fingers poised on the controls of her cyberdeck, but glances back at you with a grin. See you on the other side. Then she punches it, projecting her consciousness into cyberspace, her fingers harmonizing in the smooth, rhythmic staccato that only an expert decker can achieve. Uh-oh. Without warning, Monica's back arches violently and her head jerks back, silencing her terrible screams. Muscle spasms ripple through her face and her jaw snaps shut, sending a mist of blood spraying from between her teeth. You look down to see a nub of pink flesh hit the floor, the tip of her tongue. The room explodes into action. Lori leaps toward Monica, her hand outstretched to yank the cord from her data jack. Dietrich surges forward to wrap the team's fallen Decker in a bear hug, holding her against the convulsions that rack her body. With Monica's unearthly scream still ringing sharply in your head, you are only dimly aware of the door slamming shut behind you. Let's help hold her down. As Dietrich holds Monica's thrashing body, you grab her head in both hands and hold it steady. Glory wraps a cybernetically enhanced hand around the cord leading to Monica's data jack and pries it free. The commingled scents of charred meat and ozone fill the air. You've seen the effects of biofeedback before, but nothing like this. Suddenly, Monica's eyes flutter open. Muscle tremors continue to distort her face, and blood oozes between her lips. You see the muscles in her jaw tensing and the look of concentration in her eyes. She's struggling to speak. Stay with us, Monica. Okay, we're gonna get you out of here. Save your breath. Glory's voice is strained. She's had a stroke, a bad one. She'll be dead before we're even back to the van. What the hell happened to her? Slowly, painfully, Monica wrestles her jaw open. Blood welled up in her mouth comes pouring out in a slick covering her chest. She expels a thick guttural sound that might be a word. Satisfied, she closes her eyes and forces her mouth to make the shape she needs. Fear. Fear. With an effort, Monica opens her eyes again and meets yours. You see pain and fear in her gaze and something else. Hope. For Schwingy. A sudden spasm jerks Monica's head back. Again, she grunts, then her chin drops to her chest, and her head lolls to one side. Her eyes fix on an object in the next room, a computer terminal. The soft light of a cursor blinks on its recessed screen. Slowly, she attempts to speak again, but the only sound that emerges is a long, strangled croak. Those aren't good. A look of resignation washes over Monica's face, and she stops fighting. Her gore-slick jaw goes slack, and she dies. Yeah, that's why I didn't explain what Monica's deal was. I was going through all the other characters. Okay, I think we just run. We just have to go forward. Okay, you know what? My throat is kind of fucking killing me from all this talking. I've actually ran a Pathfinder game earlier today, so it was a kind of bad timing for this, but whatever. It's the day I had that I could do it. So I'm gonna cut this here and continue hopefully tomorrow. So this will be uploaded the day after tomorrow, but for you it should be tomorrow. Whatever. Let me know if you like this at all. If this at all appeals to anybody. I don't know. I do, like I said, I do DM Pathfinder, and I've DM'd D&D and shit like that. But I am not a good voice actor. It's probably the weakest thing I'm on. So let me know if my shitty kind of reading is at all entertaining or anything. Whatever. Just let me know if you like it. Let me know if you love me. Let me know if you love me.